Welcome team. This is the fortnightly etcd operator working group meeting. My name is James. I'm an etcd maintainer, SIG etcd co-chair, and one of the leads for this working group. Welcome team. It's the first meeting for 2025. Hope everyone had a great holiday, and welcome to the new year. We've got a screen share going here, and we've got a doc for the working group. I'll put the link into chat here. So anyone that is subscribed to the etcd dev mailing list should be able to edit and propose agenda items in that doc. If we just have a look through at the moment. We don't have anything listed there at the moment, but I think we do have quite a bit to talk about. So team, if you fill out attendees, and if anyone has agenda items they want to cover, fill those in now, please. We can start with a review of some of the action items from the previous session. And I think there's been a little bit happening in the repository since the last meeting, so we can talk about that as well. Do we have Gaurav and Abdur on the call? I see Abdur, yes. And do we have Gaurav?
Yes, I'm here as well.
Yes. Fantastic. Awesome team. So do we want to talk about the progress for that reconciliation workflow PR first? How's it going?
Going good. So the initial version for that reconciliation logic based on the design that Benjamin had proposed, or the team had proposed earlier, is there. Benjamin did a thorough review. I incorporated the comments that he had made earlier. I think I just saw a few more coming in, so I will work on them probably this week, or maybe today or tomorrow, most probably. That's the update on.
Yeah,
fantastic.
basically, yeah, the initial PR, the overall looks good to me. So I just reached some minor comments. So I hope we can get it PR mode this week as soon as possible.
Yeah,
following all the following tasks. Yeah, please, all the maintainer take a look at this PR.
Yeah. The good
Absolutely.
thing. The good thing is the code is in running state now. I even able to spin up an etcd cluster, scale it down, scale it out, scale it in, scale it out based on the etcd cluster object now. So core logic is working now based on Benjamin's comments. I will fix. These are more now so most of the comments are fixed, just the latest ones I'll fix. But other than that, the good thing is the code is working, it's scaling out. If anybody is interested in seeing seeing it in action, I have my environment ready. We can do it towards the end of the meeting, only if there is interest, of course.
Yeah, probably you can demo to demo how to run this at the operator, probably 5 or 10 minutes to a quick demo.
Yes, I can do that.
Let's finish the go through the action item after you can demo.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. And I just see, so we had an issue, or we see an issue with GitHub Actions from time to time where the workflow checks don't run. So Gaurav, I just closed and reopened your PR, and that sort of re-triggers GitHub Actions, and the tests are actually running now, which is cool. Team, let's try and get the PR reviewed and hopefully merged this week. That'd be fantastic. I really appreciate the effort, Gaurav and team. So go through the remainder of the action items briefly. What else did we have? So Amit to demo the LinkedIn internal etcd operator. Do we have Amit on the call?
No, I don't see Amit in the call.
Okay, so we can check back on that in a later meeting. Hopefully we have Amit in the next one. And Arco is going to be extending the CRD definition in relation to certs. I know there's I think there's a PR open looking
Yeah,
at that.
right. I actually video set with the latest changes and also updated with the like extend the CRD. So haven't had a chance to work on it, but this week I'll be picking it up and
Okay. So
No,
some
the,
great progress.
no, the basically the security, the first PR for the reconciliation workflow will be moved this week. So
Mhm.
the certificate management probably the next priority. Otherwise,
After, yeah.
it's blocking item for the 0.1 version. So please take it high priority. If you need any help or if you have any difficulties, please raise out your concern or comment as soon as possible.
Sure. Yep, definitely.
Awesome, team. Okay, so that's a quick review of the action items from last meeting. I might hand it over to Gaurav to give us a demo of the
Yeah.
new reconcile setup.
Yeah, can you give me just 2 seconds? I was getting another ping from one of my colleagues. Just give me, you can discuss
Yeah, no worries.
other stuff for the next 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
sure.
No problem. Why don't we have a quick look at the, I think one of the tests was about to finish up. Yeah, E2E test just finished. Let's have a quick look at what those are doing at the moment. So setup Go, install kind, create a kind cluster, and I'm guessing it's just using the make commands to run the ED test, right? Let's have a look.
Yeah, before Gaurav do the demo, I'd like to discuss our next step. And for the next step, the first thing is to get the PR mode as soon as possible. So I already reviewed all the PR. So please anyone to review this PR if you have any comments. Because the second thing, we need to continue to enhance the reconciliation workflow. There are some lot of to-do items in the source code. We need to get the to-do item resolved in the next step. And also the third thing is about certificate management. Just I mentioned it. And the Arca is working on the certificate management. Anyway, certificate management is a blocking item, blocking task for the 0.1. So please take this high priority.
Quick question, and because I saw that the issue with the GitHub workflow, could we migrate this into a pro job?
Yes, and we absolutely should. I did just put a comment on the reconcile PR talking about that. So there's two GitHub Actions workflows currently. We absolutely should migrate those to Prow. Ivan, if you want to beat me to it, go for it. I will get to it if no one else does.
I can do it. I have some time.
Awesome. I'll keep an eye out for a PR, and we can get those merged and move away from GitHub Actions. That would be great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I'm ready for review now. Sorry about that.
Fantastic. Okay, so I will stop my screen share, and you can walk us through how it looks.
Sure. Thanks. Let me know when you can. Oh.
Yeah, go
see-
for it. There we go.
Is it visible? Okay.
Yeah.
So I am running. So just to give the context, can I minimize this somehow? Can this be minimized by any chance? Anybody knows I'm not a Zoom expert. Here is fine. Okay. So just to give you the environment setup, I use Rancher desktop just as a Kubernetes environment. Okay. Here, if you see, this is my, like I'm just generating a local image. I'll just recompile the image just to be sure that we are running the latest code. And that code is still what you have reviewed so far that's committed my repo against which the PR is raised. So I'm just gonna increase the version and compile my code. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm just gonna run this version. And this is the one I just compiled. Here is my latest the operator. So now the operator is in action. So I'm just now going to create an etcd cluster object in my environment. So here the size of the initial size of the cluster that I am starting with is 3 node cluster, and I am saying that use version 3.5.17 of the etcd image. So I'll import this, and there you go. The operator is in action now. So once the operator is in action, obviously it starts to scale out with, it's with 0 replicas. Then it creates the updates the config map first, creates the initial stateful set with first it creates a 0 like a stateful set with 0 replicas, and then it scales. It says, hey, it says 0 replicas, then it updates it, and with just 1 replica, and then the whole loop starts. It creates the initial 1 node etcd cluster, and then we compare that the stateful set is not if it is not the desired size of the etcd cluster, which is 3 in this case, it starts to add members, right? So it just continues to add the members one at a time, and then once all the members are healthy, it once the member is added, it adds the members as a learner, not as a voting member, as per the raft logic of like of the etcd. Once that scale out happens, then we check whether the learner is ready, and if the learner is ready, we promote it to the voting member, and we continue to do that until the cluster is ready. So for example, if I now go and look at the stateful sets that this guy has created, it has created a 3 node cluster here, and we have a headless service as well as a config map that shows the current state, obviously with a 3 node. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scale out the cluster and to say 7 members, right? And I'll go to the stateful set here. And since if you see here, new members are being added as we speak. And there you go, right? And then here, if you see, the logs are showing that it's checking all the endpoints, and then it eventually says, and then obviously you can similarly scale in as well if you wanted, right? So it's just there you go, right? So yeah, that's it from me for this demo. It's right now the logic doesn't have like a persistent volume for these for the replicas of these of the stateful set, so that logic will have to add later, but right now it's just transient volume that's being used. But at least the core logic is working fine as of right now. And if we see that this stateful set obviously is owned by this etcd cluster, so is the case with the headless service. So I've ensured that this is owned by the controller itself, and so is the case with the config map, right? So now if I go and try to delete my etcd cluster, since it's owned by this controller, the garbage collection would basically clean the rest of the objects, right? So if I go delete it, I wiped out the etcd cluster object, and obviously I do not have to worry about the stateful sets. It's automatically wiped. So is the case with service, so is the case with config map. Yeah, so that's it from
Yeah,
me.
great work. Yeah,
Thank
great
you.
work. Thank you. So one question. So, how do you build the edit operator image? Do you use the doc file in the repo?
Sorry, I didn't understand your question. Can you repeat?
So with how do you build the edited operator image? Did you use the doc file in the repo?
The etcd operators image?
Yeah. Did you use the same doc file or use the customized doc file?
No, I'm just using the same Docker file that you have. I didn't change this Docker file at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just using whatever is there. The only change I have obviously is I'm just building it locally, of course, for me to deploy.
Okay.
But the Docker file is absolutely the same that's already in there. No
Yeah.
no changes there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for the nice work.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks.
Any questions? Any other questions, anyone?
No questions from me, but again, thank you for the efforts, Gaurav. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Stop presenting my screen.
Okay, any last questions, team? Otherwise, we will move forward.
Nope, great work.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome, team. So yeah, next steps, we'll try and get some more review on that PR this week and get it merged hopefully this week. That would be a fantastic bit of progress. Then we can return to looking at Arcus PR for certificates and taking that one forward. Ivan's going to be migrating the two GitHub Actions workflows to Prowl, and I can review those. That's pretty straightforward. Yeah. Looking at the agenda, team, do we have other things that we'd like to discuss in this mission, this meeting?
Yeah, I would like to, the next step, I would like to add some E2E tasks. And we add link in the E2E task with priority. Otherwise, we need to manually or verify the operator each time when we make any change. So we need to add E2E task to automatically verify the operator.
Cool. Okay, so we're looking at some cases for creation and deletion for 1 or 3 member clusters, scaling those in and out, and performing some really basic, key value operations against the cluster, as well as checking member health, that sort of thing. That certainly makes sense to me. Do you want to just talk through this comment around Ginkgo, Benjamin?
Yeah, personally, probably this is a personal opinion. I don't like Jingle because too many years ago I used Jingle. I don't like Jingle because Jingle just add many syntax sugar on top of the existing Golang standard test utility. It's organize all the test code in a hierarchy structure. If the test file is big enough, then it's very hard to understand the test. So I would like to use a flattened structure for the test. So each test case is just stand alone test case. So it's more readable to me. But anyway, that's it isn't the point. The point is we need to add some if test.
Cool. Yeah, completely agree. In terms of adding the tests, I'm not so opinionated around the way we do it. We'll see how that goes. If anyone is interested in contributing to the operator, this is a nice place to start. There's some existing very basic tests that you can sort of build on in terms of maybe tackling one of these bullet points, and we can iteratively add some PRs. Is anyone keen to work on this area?
Yeah, I think I can take this up.
Awesome. Thanks, Abja. So feel free just to drop a comment in this issue 19, and we'll assign it to you. And yeah, just you can work through bullet point by bullet point to add a couple basic cases. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Okay, all right. Let's jump back to the agenda. Actually, I think I saw a comment just there. Fantastic. So we can assign. Done. Okay, do we have any other agenda items for today, team? We still have plenty of time if there's anything else we'd like to discuss today.
So the next steps is the I believe the persistent volume addition would be great, because when I was scaling out, if I abruptly delete a pod, right, then the HCD cluster, it's hard to recover because there is no state, like it doesn't have any state data there. So I think introducing state would make it more resilient.
Yeah, agree.
So,
But before we add the PWA support, I would like to refine the reconciliation workflow to
yes,
fix the item in the reconciliation workflow. So after we finish the reconciliation workflow, we can add more features.
yeah. So no, what I'm saying is, I think I would place the persistent volume addition on a higher priority than certificate management itself, is what I'm trying to say. So before we go towards certificate management, we could, that's my, like personal.
The certificate management is independent task. We can work on the reconciliation workflow.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, yeah.
at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, they're not related. I was just saying that it's also a priority because I think, I think somebody mentioned that our next target is to introduce certificate management. That's where I was saying that, hey, I think we should also not forget about the persistent volume. That's all I'm saying. But I agree that they are independent of each other.
Yeah. Personally, the immediate goal is to get the PR merge this week. And afterwards, we can continue to enhance the reconciliation workflow to finish the two items to make the reconciliation workflow to more flexible, more generic. Yeah. After that, we can add PWA support. Probably next step, add PWA support. At the same time, we can work on the certificate management. These are two parallel tasks.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to incorporate your review comments tonight or tomorrow at the latest, and then hopefully we can merge the PR by the end of this week, hopefully.
Okay. So the action item the action item in the first item is to review the PR to get mode this week. So this is the top priority. The next step is once the PR get mode, once the PR get merged, I will work with the Gaurav offline to discuss how to move on. Probably we can use some easier task to enhance the consolidate workflow, finish the to-do item. Yeah, so we can discuss offline. So are you going to do you have any way to continue work on the consolidate workflow? Gaurav?
Are you asking, what's your question again? So what I understood is that you will be touch basing with me offline.
So after this PR get merged, so do you have bandwidth to continue to work on the Alice operator?
Yes, I'll continue to work on this project going forward. I have a vested interested in now because I have started the work on this. So I'll continue to work on this once this initial PR is merged. I would like to take the persistent volume 1 or the certificate 1, anything whichever is making sense at that moment. But yes, I'll continue to work on this, Benjamin. You will see my face often.
Okay, sure. Great, yeah. So
Awesome.
we can discuss offline more, yeah.
Cool. Okay, team. I've just added a few action items just to prompt us to discuss those at the next meeting. I think we've captured all of that. Is there anything else for today's meeting?
I got for the certificate management. We have big progress on the workflow. So for the certificate management, I do not see much progress on the certificate management. Probably is a potential risk to me. So, if you have any difficulties or if you need any help, please as soon as possible.
Sure. I'll be like taking it up this week only. So I'll like most probably by end of the week, there will be much progress to show. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
All right, team. Well, there we are at the halfway mark. We can call it here, and everyone can have a little bit of time back if we'd like. If we've got no other action items for today. Okay. All right. I think that is the plan. So, team, thank you everyone for coming along to the first Operator Working Group session for 2025. I hope to see you in 2 weeks' time. Awesome progress. It'd be very exciting to get this PR from Gaurav merged. And yeah, just a final call to action. Please, everyone, have a quick look at that PR. Any feedback, please place it in there. Let's get that merged this week. And team, have a wonderful couple of weeks. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. See you next time.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye.